Every single day, life gives you two choices: stay the same or become better. And let me tell you, if you're not working on yourself, you're slowly destroying yourself. Growth is not optional. Transformation is not seasonal. Success doesn't wait for the right mood, the right day, or the right inspiration. It demands daily effort, consistent action, relentless discipline. Because the truth is, nothing changes until you change. And no one is coming to do it for you. Discipline is the foundation upon which every meaningful achievement is built. Without discipline, dreams remain daydreams, promises dissolve into excuses, and potential becomes wasted talent. You see, discipline is not about chains, it's about freedom. The freedom to rise above laziness, to take control of your choices, and to live with intention instead of drifting through life. Many people mistake discipline for something restrictive, something that limits their fun, something that makes life harder. But the truth is, discipline is the very tool that gives you the power to create the life you want. It doesn't enslave you, it liberates you. When you learn to discipline yourself, you're no longer a prisoner of your impulses, your moods, or your excuses. You gain the ability to act, to build, to follow through when everyone else quits. And in a world where most people let comfort dictate their future, discipline becomes your ultimate advantage. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself you'd change? That you'd start tomorrow? That you'd wake up early, work out, study, build, improve? And yet, when the alarm goes off, when the opportunity to act arrives, the easy choice whispers louder than the right choice. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline doesn't ask, "Do I feel like it today?" Discipline says, "It doesn't matter how I feel, this is what I must do." Because feelings are temporary. Motivation is fleeting. But discipline builds habits, and habits build lives. When you choose discipline, you're not depending on mood swings or bursts of energy. You're creating a structure, a rhythm, a lifestyle where success becomes inevitable because action becomes automatic. This is why those who succeed consistently aren't the most talented or the luckiest. They're simply the most disciplined. Every champion you admire, every leader who inspires you, every person who has built greatness, they all mastered discipline long before anyone saw their results. Discipline is waking up when the bed is warm and the world is asleep. Pushing through one more rep when your muscles scream for rest. Choosing focus while distractions fight for your attention. Discipline is saying no to what feels good in the moment so you can say yes to what matters most in the future. And here's the reality: discipline is not glamorous. It's not applause. It's not recognition. It's not applause from the crowd. It's the quiet choices made in the shadows when no one is watching. It's in those unseen moments where your character is forged, where your habits are shaped, and where your destiny is determined. The question isn't, do you want success? The question is, are you willing to endure the discipline required to earn it? Now let's be real. Discipline is not easy. It's not meant to be. If it were easy, everyone would have the life they dream about. Discipline is uncomfortable. It demands sacrifice. It will test your patience, stretch your willpower, and challenge your endurance. You'll face days where every fiber of your being screams to quit, to take the easy path, to give in. And this is where most people fail. They confuse discomfort with impossibility. They think, if it's this hard, maybe I'm not meant for it. No, the truth is the opposite. The difficulty is the sign that you are moving in the right direction. Growth is uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. But nothing worth having comes without the fire of discipline. The moment you stop resisting discomfort and start embracing it as the price of progress, that's the moment you unlock a level of strength and resilience you never thought you had. And here's the beauty of discipline: it compounds. At first, it feels unbearable. The alarm clock is a war zone. The workout feels like torture. The new habits seem impossible to sustain. But if you refuse to break, if you keep showing up day after day, something remarkable happens. Your brain rewires, your body adapts, your spirit toughens. What once felt unbearable becomes normal. What once felt heavy becomes light. Discipline transforms into routine, and routine transforms into identity. You no longer have to force yourself to do the hard things, because the hard things become who you are. This is the hidden power of discipline. It doesn't just change what you do, it changes who you become. It turns you into someone unstoppable, someone unshakable, someone who does not wait for conditions to be perfect, but who creates perfection through persistence. And if you doubt this truth, look around at the people who live without discipline. They live in cycles of regret, chasing short-term pleasures and paying long-term prices. They want results without sacrifice, rewards without effort, growth without pain. And so, they stay stuck, trapped by their own lack of self-control. The world is full of wasted potential because people wanted comfort more than greatness. But discipline is the dividing line. It's the separator between those who talk and those who do, between those who wish and those who achieve. Every time you choose discipline, you widen the gap between who you are and who you used to be. Every time you choose discipline, you send a message to the world and to yourself. I will not settle. I will not drift. I will not waste my life. Discipline is not just about achieving goals. It's about living a life that commands respect, that radiates purpose, that leaves a mark. And it all begins with the simple, daily choice to do what must be done, no matter what. Life doesn't reward those who drift. It rewards those who decide. Too many people wake up each morning without a plan, without a direction, without a purpose, and then wonder why years pass by without real change. You cannot stumble your way into greatness. You cannot expect to live on autopilot and somehow land in success. Intentionality is the difference between living a life that happens to you and living a life that happens because of you. When you wake up each day with intention, you're telling the world, I know where I'm going, I know who I'm becoming, and I refuse to let distractions steer me off course. Without it, you're like a ship without a rudder, moved by the wind, tossed by the waves, always busy but never arriving. And here's the truth: business is not the same as progress. You can run in circles for years and still end up nowhere. That's why intention must be the driver. Intentionality means you stop leaving your life to chance. It means you stop saying, I'll see what happens, and start saying, here's what I'm building. It's the art of deciding ahead of time what matters and structuring your day around it. How you spend your morning, how you handle your hours, how you react to interruptions. All of it reflects whether or not you're living intentionally. Too many people let others dictate their time. They answer every notification, say yes to every demand, and live their lives based on other people's priorities. But when you live intentionally, you learn to say no to what doesn't align with your mission. You learn to protect your focus, to design your schedule, to ensure that your energy goes toward building the future you want, instead of fueling distractions you'll later regret. Every choice, no matter how small, is either a step toward your vision or away from it. Intentionality sharpens that awareness. You cannot afford to live without intention because time is too precious. Every day that slips by is a day you never get back. Think about that for a second. Your life is being spent whether you're intentional or not. If you're not deliberate about how you use it, your time will be consumed by things that don't matter. Intentionality forces you to ask yourself hard questions. Who do I want to be in 1 year? What habits will shape me into that person? What must I stop doing today that keeps me from becoming that? Without those questions, you end up working hard but not working smart. You end up filling your schedule with tasks that keep you busy but not effective. Intentionality strips away the clutter and reveals the essentials. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters most. Because greatness is not about volume. It's about precision. Living intentionally also requires clarity of vision. If you don't know where you're going, how can you possibly move with purpose? Most people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they lack clarity. They set vague goals like, I want to be successful or I want to be happy, but never define what that looks like. That's like saying you want to go on a trip, but refusing to choose a destination. Intentionality forces you to define success for yourself, to paint a clear picture of your future, and then align your daily actions to that vision. If your goals aren't specific, your actions will be scattered. But when your goals are crystal clear, every decision becomes easier, because you can measure it against the life you're building. The intentional person doesn't ask, do I feel like doing this? They ask, does this move me closer to my vision? Intentionality also changes how you handle relationships. Who you surround yourself with matters. Are the people in your life pulling you closer to your potential, or are they holding you hostage to your past? When you live with intention, you become selective about your circle. You stop wasting energy on people who drain you, distract you, or discourage you. You invest in relationships that inspire growth, push you to level up, and hold you accountable. Intentional living means you don't just drift into toxic environments or stay in situations that poison your spirit. You consciously choose who you allow in your space. Every conversation, every interaction, every partnership has an impact, and intentional people are aware of that impact. They don't gamble with their environment, they curate it. And the most powerful thing about intentionality is that it transforms ordinary days into extraordinary ones. A normal morning becomes a launch pad. A single conversation becomes a catalyst. A small decision becomes a turning point. Because when you live with intention, you're no longer just surviving. You're creating, building, becoming. You don't let hours slip through your fingers unnoticed. You squeeze value out of every moment. You measure progress not by chance, but by choice. This is what separates those who live with regret from those who live with fulfillment. One day, you'll look back on your life, and the question will not be how much time you had, but how intentionally you lived it. Did you let life decide for you, or did you decide for life? Learning is not something you finish, it's something you live. Every single day is a classroom, whether you recognize it or not. The problem is, too many people walk through life ignoring the lessons right in front of them. They treat school as the only place for learning, as if education ends when graduation begins. But real growth, real wisdom, real transformation, those come from a lifetime of learning. If you're not learning daily, you're repeating the same mistakes, recycling the same habits, and reliving the same failures. You're stuck in cycles because you refuse to absorb the lessons life keeps presenting. The world is teaching you all the time, but the question is, are you listening? The truth is, knowledge is everywhere. It's in books, in conversations, in failures, in victories, in quiet moments, and in storms that shake you to your core. But most people ignore these opportunities because they're blinded by pride. They think they already know enough. They assume what worked yesterday will be enough for tomorrow. That mindset is the death of growth. The moment you stop learning is the moment you start dying. Because the world is always moving forward, always evolving, always changing. If you stand still, you fall behind. Learning is not about collecting facts. It's about sharpening your mind, expanding your perspective, and preparing yourself for the challenges ahead. It's about constantly becoming more than who you were yesterday. Think about the people who rise to greatness. They are students before they are masters. They are seekers of wisdom before they are leaders of nations, builders of businesses, or creators of movements. They read, they study, they ask questions, they stay curious. And they don't just consume information, they apply it. Applied knowledge is where transformation happens. 1,000 books won't change your life if you never act on what you read. Endless advice won't transform you if you never put it into practice. Learning isn't about looking smart, it's about living smart. Every lesson you take and apply becomes a stepping stone toward the life you desire. But the tragedy is, so many people collect knowledge like trophies on a shelf, never using it, never embodying it. Don't just be a learner in theory, be a learner in action. Learning also requires humility. You cannot grow if you're too proud to admit you don't know. The ego is the greatest enemy of progress. Pride will tell you, I've heard this before, I already know this. And it will block you from seeing deeper truths. But humility keeps you open. Humility says, there's always more to learn, even in the things I think I've mastered. The wisest people in history were the most humble because they understood that knowledge is infinite and the human mind is limited. The moment you believe you've reached a peak of learning, you've built a ceiling over your own growth. But when you stay humble, every experience, every person, every challenge becomes a potential teacher. Even pain, even failure, even betrayal, these become lessons that elevate you if you're willing to learn. And here's something you must understand: learning isn't comfortable. It's not always inspiring. Sometimes it confronts you with truths you don't want to face. Sometimes it exposes your weaknesses, your ignorance, your blind spots. But that discomfort is the very thing that pushes you to grow. Too many people quit learning when it gets uncomfortable. They avoid perspectives that challenge them. They refuse to read what might confront their beliefs. They stay in echo chambers, only surrounding themselves with ideas they already agree with. That's not learning. That's self-delusion. True learning forces you out of your comfort zone. It stretches your mind. It challenges your assumptions. It breaks down false walls you've built around yourself and opens new doors you never knew existed. If you want to grow, you must be willing to be uncomfortable. And let's be clear, learning never ends. It doesn't stop when you reach a certain age, or when you land a good job, or when you achieve a goal. The most dangerous thought a person can have is, I know enough. Life will always demand more from you. New seasons require new skills. New challenges require new strategies. The person you're becoming tomorrow will demand a version of you that is wiser than today. And the only way to meet that demand is to keep learning. Make it a daily discipline. Read something that expands your mind. Listen to voices wiser than yours. Pay attention to your failures and extract the lessons from them. If you live with a mindset of constant learning, you'll never stop evolving. And if you never stop evolving, there will be nothing in this world that can hold you down. Your body is the foundation of everything you do. Without health, your vision is useless, your ambition is powerless, and your dreams remain untouched. You can't build greatness on a broken vessel. Yet so many people live as if their body is indestructible. They neglect it, abuse it, feed it garbage, and then wonder why they have no energy, no clarity, no strength to pursue their goals. You cannot work on yourself in any area of life if you don't first respect the vehicle that carries you through it. Health is not a side project. It's the base upon which every achievement rests. When your body is weak, your mind slows down, your spirit feels heavy, and your motivation evaporates. But when your body is strong, everything else becomes sharper, clearer, more alive. Too many people chase success while silently destroying their health. They grind for money but sacrifice their energy. They chase validation but ignore the signals of exhaustion. They want longevity in their careers